do that on camera.
Okay. Let's not do that on camera.
No, let's not.
Hi there, you're with Salty on the Rug again. Today we're having a look at a Maestro custom, and I need to get this right because it's very complex. Custom Singa FM CSB-A. That's what it is. What does all that mean? The serial number and those letters determine what body shape you get. The C is for the cutaway. The F is it's a Florentine cutaway, in that the cutaway is quite sharp and not rounded. And it also gives us some indication as to what it's the instrument's made of. Soundboard, solid spruce, maple sides, flame maple binding. The neck is mahogany, and all the dark wood you can see on the instrument is ebony. Goto tuners, so you've probably realised straight away that this is a premium instrument. So we're not going to talk about what it costs. When you do Google it, you'll realise that renting one's probably a terrific idea. Given that it is a premium instrument, I probably can't make premium sounds out of it. So I've enlisted Max, who's from Brisbane brand Winchester Revival. Max and I may be related.
Potentially, yes. I could be your son.
No need to labour the point. Your first impressions on the instrument, Max?
My first impression actually for a quality acoustic, especially when you pick those up, the first thing you normally go is they're quite heavy. This isn't.
No,
which
it's
is
not.
Interesting. All the weight's in the neck, and what I actually hear, personally, have heard from a lot of good guitar players and a lot of my heroes, effectively, if you will, that if you have a good neck on an average body, you have a good guitar. And I'm not calling this average by any means. That much is obvious. But I mean, from the playing I've done before this speaks volumes here. This really makes this work, I think. I think this is a wonderful vehicle, and this kind of lets it do what it needs to do. It's very easy on the hand, smooth, great. It's very, even though it's an acoustic, you're not going to be sweet picking your way into anything. It's very fast. The action's incredible. And it's just very kind on the hand.
It is, isn't it? You're not tempted. I know as a younger guitarist, I was always tempted to swap out my acoustic strings for electric strings because they're so much easier on your hands. You don't get that feeling with this, do you? No. It's really quite polite.
If anything, because if I'm all right to say, a restring of this was done before I started to play it.
Correct, yep.
And the strings do have that nice silky new feeling. But what's even more impressive is they're not super heavy acoustic strings, but they feel so light on this guitar in particular. Like, it's like I'm playing with nines.
Yeah, well, a bit of history about the company that started the Maestro brand. Initially, up to about 2001, they were making pianos.
Oh, wow.
And, of course, you buy a piano, you've got a piano for life. You're not going to buy 4 pianos.
No.
I've got a few guitars.
You're not going tone-chasing the piano.
Exactly. You're not and tone wood, debate on piano. But to look at, it's got that piano kind of aesthetic to it, hasn't it?
Very beautiful looking. Like, not only is it something to be admired as something to create art, but it's a piece of art in itself.
And to me, guitars are exactly that. They're functional art, and that is a really nice piece. Your thoughts on the sound hole at the top here that's supposed to give the player a bit of live feel as to what's coming out of the sound hole? I don't notice it myself. It's a cool look.
Do you mind if I...
Yeah.
You can kind of compare to... Because when you play an acoustic, you hear it all that way. You, of course, out the sound hole. But you do get that kind of... If you're sitting there...
You do get that everywhere.
Talks back to you.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Very much so. So we're going to do 2 takes on this particular instrument with Max's help. We're just going to mic it directly with the Sennheiser. And then we're going to drop it into the Boss Katana. The Boss Katana Mark II has a dedicated acoustic channel. And it's not an acoustic emulator. You're intended to plug an acoustic guitar into it. So you might throw a bit of reverb on it, a bit of delay, and see how that comes up. So play us something, Max.
Well, I will confidently state that I'm not normally an acoustic player, so if we get a bit campfirey, enjoy that.
parcels arriving to sweet dulcet tones, Max.
Can only
That was the
hope.
postman at the front door, in case you were wondering, and he's dropping off some goodies. As a listener, unlike a lot of acoustic guitars, it has no spatial place. It seems to...
It just airs it out.
Really, really
Open
nice.
sound. I think the thing that I enjoy too is, and you get this in a number of quality instruments, but I imagine this almost comes from that piano influence as well, is that you play an acoustic, you play a chord, like I'm playing a D major there, woo. But you know, you play that on another acoustic, it's just a D major, and I know this might sound strange, but I hear every note of that
It
D
is
major.
quite articulate in its sound, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very beautiful.
I noticed that as well when I was playing it. Arpeggios on it are wonderful. They just ring out really nicely.
Yeah, it has a very unique way of, I don't know, and I could spark a million debates with this, but moving air
Yeah,
is the...
and that's what it's all about, isn't it? Whether you're using something like this with a 12-inch speaker in it or 4 12s, it's
Yeah.
all about how you move the air, isn't it?
Yeah, get it going.
And it's moving it nicely. So we might have a bit of a bugger eyes around. We'll cut through this in the edit, of course, and we'll mic up this amp, and we'll see how that sounds. Boing. It's Katana 100 mic'd up with the Sennheiser. We've only got it on the 50-watt setting so that the police don't show up today. Hopefully. Max, give us our dry sound. All right, let's go. Let's throw a bit of reverb in there. Some delay. Bit of modulation. Oh yeah. That's really loving those effects, isn't it? Like it's a wonderful,
them very
just
easy.
and it maintains its clarity. That's definition's still there. It's really good. We might get a bit weird, and just for giggles, we'll throw a bit of gain at it. So we'll turn our modulation off. We'll leave our reverb where it is.
Okay.
All right, we got a bit of crunch happening. I know it's like telling you to stop breathing, but you can stop playing now.
Okay.
What do you think? I think fabulous instrument.
It's,
Absolutely magical.
I think I didn't try enough, but I think the one thing
Let's get it back to our acoustic.
with the pick sounds great, and I'm more happy to play with my pick. But I think and I was trying to hear it there. To the response. There's no. I'm not trying to. If I brush,
Whack it out of the park.
it whispers. But if you want that,
And I found, particularly when trying it out for the first time, it really comes alive if you lay into it a bit, which is probably not what we should be advertising, but for a several $1,000 instrument,
get
it
this
really
beautiful
does.
thing and just throw it down the stairs. It comes to life.
It comes alive, that's right, like a decent TV does when you throw it down the stairs. All right, thanks for your time, Max. Good luck with the Winchester Revival stuff.
Thank you.
Things are looking up, and thanks for watching Salty on the Rug. See you guys.
See ya.